So we are going to leave Picture City and enter the caves of Skops with the next level, Crystal Palace. So here what you want to do is run to the right at the very beginning and jump, and you can try to get a punch into that ring, and then let go of the ring while holding up to gain speed. Now if you do not reach the ring, no biggie, just continue normal. Because it's a pretty hard thing to do. Here at that question mark you're gonna spawn this swinging ball, grab the cage, go back. So from here what you want to do is do the first few rigs normally, so just punch them and jump off them. And so after going above that that spike ball and getting on the third ring, what you want to do for the fourth ring is going to be different. You want to punch over the ring and then turn left, so that when your fist comes back you are facing left, like when your fist comes back touching the ring. And then you want to hold up so that you speed lock the speed that you get from the ring and release from the ring so that you have all of that speed, and helicopter. Then there is going to be a couple of red rings. When you see those red rings, what you want to do in the air is hold, jump, and punch. That way you are going to spam your fist into the rings to keep your momentum going, while still holding up, of course. I know it's a lot of inputs, but bear with me, we're going to show the strats as a whole a few times so that you can understand what's going on. I'm just explaining the inputs now. So this is a fairly fast strat if you want to go for that. It's not too bad, even though there are quite the number of inputs. So I would say give it a go a few times. Even if you miss that ring, there is a platform underneath you, so it's fairly safe. And so sometimes you can bonk on the left part afterwards, or go a bit further, it will depend. So punch over, speed lock, heli, spam, heli is the way. Now if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can always just do all the rings normally, which is slower, but it's completely fine. Do not worry about it if you have to do this normal. Now once you're here, you want to climb those rings. So go to the ring to the right, and then to the one in the middle, and take this photographer. The photographer is not mandatory, it's just a very good one to take, as most photographers late game. Now what you want to do is jump towards the right to grab that ring again, and hang after swinging onto that ring. Now if you hang directly on the platform, it will kill your momentum to the left for the next section, so do grab that ring and then hang on the platform. Now from that hang you will press down and then left, and then you will be able to helicopter to reach that ring. So if you didn't use the previous ring, you wouldn't have your momentum to the left. Now here you want to continue normal with those two next rings to reach the cage that is above you. And punch it. And here, to manage this section, what you want to do is jump off that ring and go to the left, helicopter, and while you are slowly descending with your helicopter, you can actually go in between those two spike balls more easily. From there, you're gonna want to go to the right. Gonna show that one more time. And then yes, just go to the right. Do it normal on that swinging ring, and then that is going to spawn a cage. Here what you want to do is jump from that ring, punch in the air, and during the cage animation you can actually buffer your X input to the helicopter so that you have time to grab that ring again. Now here, those spike balls are not as difficult to deal with as the other ones, so you should be able to just do it normal without going to the left. Once you reach that platform, just go here. So here you will want to drop down while running, and then you will want to once again hold jump and punch while holding right on the following ring. That way you can deal with those spike balls and just reach the next ring. We'll show that one more time. Then you want to climb onto those rings. A lot of rings in that screen, as you can see. It can be a pretty scary screen at first. But as long as you stick to strats that you are consistent with, it's gonna be alright. Now, on the next ring, after this one, you will want to speed lock again by holding up, so that you can skip another red ring. Red rings in this game usually suck, because they go down, and it makes everything harder. So even if you don't get that rolling speed, you can still make it, by the way. And that's going to be it for screen 1. There is a P here if you need HP. So for screen 2, you want to ride those platforms for a bit. Not dying here is pretty important. So here, on that next section with the falling platform, there is going to be one platform without a ting. On that platform you want to stay, because it's gonna go down into a secret section. And you want to jump late from it, so that those eyes that shoot lightnings don't actually shoot as many lightnings. Here you want to not go further than that. If you go further than this small pit, you will spawn some lava balls, like this. You do not want that to happen. So we'll show that one more time.
Oops. Okay, say the... We'll show that one more time
So,
again.
yeah. So we will show that one more time without the lava balls.
Oh, what? They stay up?
I
didn't know
guess.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
my bad.
take a death and hit triangle maybe for the speed fist.
Okay.
So we're gonna show that one more time without the lava balls.
Ah, wait, that was bad.
I guess we do the screen from the beginning again, don't we? At this point?
No? No.
No? Okay. Okay.
Just say the... Show one more time. Ah, sorry. Say the... Yeah, let's show that
Yeah.
one more time again. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we will show that one more time without the lava balls. Jump late. Punch, don't go further than the pit, and here you can actually go into that tiny platform, and that will spawn a life if you need. This is a very good life to take, it's very quick. So now you want to climb up again. Go onto that left platform, that right platform. Jump over this enemy, and then go back down. You can make a small pause here. And here the cycles should always line up so that you can afterwards jump on that platform, and there. After that section, that photographer is very, very good to take. That's one of the best photographers to take in the game as a safety. And so from there you want to go to the right on those clouds, jump over the various spike balls. If you need to wait for that swinging spike ball, you can wait a cycle, that's no biggie. And here you want to do a running jump to the right to reach that platform with the two anti-tunes, and you can actually hold punch to knock them out, both of them. From here you want to hang on the next platform and jump on it actually, and then go back to the left, dodging these. There is a P that you can grab, and here, blind jump to the left, there is a platform, trust me. And from here you want to kill the next two anti-tunes. You can do it slow like this if you need. And from this platform, you might be tempted to go towards the cage, but what you want to do is actually go to the right and do a full running jump to the right, because that will spawn, as you heard, a cloud. Now, we want to, like, the cloud that is above the cage now is spawned. It's supposed to be spawned in another way, but we do it this way because it's faster. Now you can jump and punch this cage and jump onto the cloud that was spawned. But yeah, the cloud that you see underneath Rayman is the one that you're supposed to ride first to then spawn the second one and then go back, so it's much faster to spawn it early. Here you want to duck to not get damaged by those spikes, and as soon as you get past those spikes, you can actually crawl to the right to fall off and then immediately run to the left. You can actually break that cage while you're falling down, and then you're usually going to be short for the first cycle of the cloud. Here, since we did some pauses and things, we should be able to grab that one, but do not worry if you miss a cloud cycle, just wait another cycle. Here, same deal, you want to duck and crawl to the left after the spikes, and drop down where those red platforms are. And from here, there is another ring section. So you're gonna grab the first couple of ones normally. And then this ring, you want to get off this ring while it's going up. That way you can skip the red ring that you see right now in the screen, because you will have enough height to reach the next pink ring. That red ring is pretty bad to take because it falls down, and then it's pretty hard to have the sufficient height to reach the ring that we are on currently. So yeah, you want to continue on that last ring, and from this one you can actually ignore completely that blue platform and get the hang, or just land on it. It's either of these. Now these spike ball cycles, it's basically RNG, and it's pretty hard for newcomers to the game to figure out when to jump, but we can't really give very good advice because the cycles are going to be different every time. So I guess just practice that a bit. And here what you want to do is just heli before the cloud so that you have max height, as always. Here there is a speed fist that you can grab as a backup. If you do not need it, do not grab it because it's a bit slower than going to the right already, but here it is if you died. Then you want to jump over these lava balls and crawl underneath those spikes and get on this platform. And with that we are pretty much at the end of the level. After these enemies you can start running to the right, go up to that boulder, and that will spawn the ensign, and then go back to the left.
Okay, so now we've done with Crystal Palace, we're going to make our way into Eat at Joe's. Usually there'll be a cutscene we have to wait through, but because we're on the ROM hack, you won't see it, but you'll just have to wait 30 seconds and you'll go into this dark level. So to start this level, you want to go a bit fast. It makes it a lot easier. So you just want to do a run, and then as you go down this hill and you go to a straight line, you just want to do a jump, and then as you land, jump again, and then helicopter all the way to this first platform. And then there'll be an anti-tune to the right, so just run and jump punch him. If you miss the anti-tune hit, you can just take damage and then just jump straight up. You'll get hit back onto the platform underneath you, and you can jump straight up, so that's not a problem. If you do get hit, once you've killed the anti-tune, jump to the right and you'll get a hang, or you jump straight onto the platform, jump back to the left on the cloud, jump up there and hit the cage. You can do with the helicopter cloud jumps to get that more height to make it more consistent. So once you're here, crawl under the spikes. There's going to be a hunter to your right. Wait for him to shoot the hammer and put the hammer down, and just kill the hunter. This will stop the hunter shooting you at a later part. So once you've killed the hunter, just jump over him, jump right again to a cloud, and then jump all the way down and run into this boulder, and you'll get hit by a boulder, but you'll spawn alive. And then keep running right. So once you got to this part here, you just want to do small running jumps and punch, so you can see the platforms in front of you. Just keep doing these over and over again, and eventually you'll get to the end of the level where there'll be a cloud that goes up, which you'll see right here. Jump to the left, jump to the right, and there'll be a end sign. There are faster strats on the screen that they'll be detailed in our advanced tutorial, but this is the safest way when you're first learning the game. So this next screen, you'll start on the right side of the screen, so you just want to run left. Once you get land on this cloud, keep running left without jumping, and then helicopter. Go to the left, and you'll land on this cloud. Jump past this ring, and there'll be another ring. Punch it, and then swing all the way down. You can hold up or down to speed lock to get down here a little bit quicker. Destroy the boulder, and then run all the way right. As you're running right, you'll notice some things spawn in. Just jump over them, and then hug the wall right. This will make it so the cycle at the end is a lot easier to deal with. So after waiting a second, run to the left, and you can run past these boulders and not have to worry about them, and then just jump up these red platforms. Be a bit careful because they can hurt you. They have spikes on the bottom, but they're quite easy if you do the manipulation with waiting to the right side of the screen for a second. Now these spiky balls, you can either jump or run past them depending on what cycle you're on. Just take your time, make sure you don't get hit, and then crawl under here. So on this cloud here, you need to spawn in a cage. If you miss this, and then get the checkpoint, is not really an easy way to get back here. So jump all the way to the left and make sure you spawn in this cage, and then run to the right and take damage on these spikes to the right, and keep running all the way down. And then jump down here. Be careful of the boulders. But if you're doing it all fast in one go, you won't worry about these boulders. But if you are low on health, just jump up to the top here and grab the extra life. Or if you're low on life, so you worry about a game over, grab that. So once you're here, get onto that ring. There'll be some anti-tunes underneath you, but you can just swing past them, then run to the left. And jump on this P. When you land on this P, it'll spawn a cloud, so just jump again and jump to the right, and there's a nice checkpoint here you can grab. Just when you do grab this checkpoint, just make sure there is a cage there. If there's not, then you've missed the spawn. So kill yourself and then redo that part and make sure you spawn in that cage. So get the cage, and the next cage is going to be above us. So there's some ring strats we need to do here. So just swing along these rings all the way to the left, nice and easy. And then jump to the top ring, jump to this right ring. You can do it a bit quick there just by doing a nice jump to the right, then turning left. And then do an over punch like we just did there, and you'll make it all the way to this ring, and just do a small heli and land on it. Then do another over punch. It makes it a bit easier to jump up on the cloud. If you don't do that, the jump from the ring can be kind of hard, so it's nice to get a bit of a longer tether to get more height. So once you land on the cloud, jump all the way to the top, and then keep running all the way to the left, and there'll be a cage there. And once we get that cage, we can then turn back right and make our way back down. There is a clip you can do here as you're running. It's just on an incline. It's kind of hard to tell, so you just duck at this sort of point, and sometimes you'll get a clip, sometimes you don't. If you fail it, completely ignore it and go up to the top. But if you do get it, then just swing from those top rings and go and then do this. What we're about to do here just a little bit earlier. Like that. And if you don't get that, which you probably won't get, but it's just fun to go for, then instead of doing that, jump up here, run all the way to the right, swing from one of these rings, and then go all the way to the left of the screen and drop down. Wait for the blue spiky balls to make sure you don't get hit, and just keep making your way to the right. It can be kind of hard to time, but if you've got plenty of health and you take damage, just quickly sprint through everything. If you want to preserve your health, then just be really careful not to get hit. So this is another really hard part. It looks kind of easy, but getting down without taking a damage is really hard. The easiest way to do it is sometimes with a hang, or sometimes to drop down. Just do the best you can. If you take a hit, no worries, just be careful, but just make sure you get down. And then once you're down here, the second part's quite easy, and then just jump onto this cloud, or just jump past it and just fall down here. Right on this part, never jump, because you'll jump high enough to hit your head on those spikes, and if you're low on health, that can kill you. So just run straight off this platform without jumping, keep running to the right, all the way to the right, and then past the spiky ball, and then run to the left. So there's another cage here we can do a bit quicker. So as you hit the floor, just about as you hit the floor, look right, punch, and then jump to the left, and it'll spawn in the cage with the fist inside of it. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it should look like something like this if you do get it. If you do miss the cage, just spawn it in, then run back right, get the cage, and then run back left, and then run to the left to the end of the level. So this next screen, if you're not on free health at this moment, if you're not on free or more health, should I say, you want to just jump into the lake here and kill yourself. The screen's really hard to get past if you're not on free health, so make sure you're on free health here, and then just run to the left and do a jump helicopter and hang on this platform, jump up, and then keep running left, jump. These golems right there will jump over your head, so you don't have to jump past those. So this part is really important. So when you're crawling under here, you want to do a damage boost kind of early. Just look where we do it in this video and just try and imitate that. But do the damage boost to the right, so you get damage to the left, and then carry on running. Will look like that. Keep running left, jump past. You need to do a jump right there, otherwise some more enemies will spawn in. But just jump over that ditch and keep running left. And then you should be able to avoid all these these purple enemies that shoot you. So at this point here, we should have 2 health. So if we just quickly give ourselves some extra health, because we did that a little bit wrong.
I pressed the wrong button.
We'll just start again at this point, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
That's all good. Okay, so on this screen, it's really important to have free health. If you don't have free health, it's just easier to run left, jump into that river and kill yourself, because you'll find it really hard to get through the screen with anything less than free health, just because there's a lot of enemies and some damage boost we need to do to make it a lot easier. So make sure you're on free health, and then once you come onto the screen, just run all the way to the left, do a jump helicopter onto this platform, and then just keep running left. There'll be some golems that spawn in, just ignore them, and they'll jump over your head. Like so, and then we need to duck past these spikes here. We need to do a damage boost here, so just look to the right as you're crawling left and jump up to damage boost to the left and carry on running. This will prevent some enemies spawning in, and you just run past them. On here as well, you just need to run left kind of late, but not too late, to avoid more enemy spawns. But do it as we do it in this video. Do a late jump helicopter over this pit here, and you'll avoid the enemy spawns, making it a lot easier. Carry on running to the left, and there'll be some spikes and stuff here. So the easiest way to do this is to jump left over to the red platform, a duck. If we just give ourselves a little bit of health here. Just quickly get back there, 1 second. So the easiest way to do that, jump to the red platform, then just carry on ducking. Sometimes you get hit, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, okay. But...
Where were you paused? Yeah.
Yeah, like... Sure.
Cool.
Or
so...
like... Yeah, like here. It's fine, yeah. Go.
Okay, so once you've made it past that pit, carry on running to the left, and there'll be some spikes. The easiest way to get past these is jump straight over to the red platform, and then duck, and then keep crawling. Sometimes you'll get, sometimes you don't. If you get hit, just keep making sure that you go to the left and quickly sprint off, and you'll have enough iframes to make it all the way to this point here. Once you're down here, you want to make sure you punch that switch to turn on electricity, otherwise you'll jump to that UFO and it won't do anything. And it also spawns in this blue spiky ball. So once you're here, jump on that blue spiky ball, jump on the UFO, and it'll start moving. There'll be a handy life here, because usually you'll be on 1 health at this point. So if you jump over this blue spike, it will spawn in a health. As you're falling, you can either punch it, or just wait for the UFO to go over the top of it. Do a small helicopter as well to avoid getting hit, but you'll make it over that quite easily. And on this bit here, make sure you stay in the middle of the UFO looking right. Don't look left, although it'll mess up some spawns. But keep holding right, and then once you get to around here, you can just do a sprint jump off, punch or dart, or cancel your helicopter to go all the way down and hit the end sign. So this next screen is another UFO screen. You just want to start by sprinting right, jumping on the UFO as early as possible, and it'll start moving. So here we're going to do a nice hang. This just stops us having to punch these blue balls. And then when you're hanging, you want to do a neutral jump, which means you don't want to press left or right. You just want to jump straight up, otherwise you'll get hit by these instant death spikes and you'll die. As the UFO is coming towards you, you want to do another neutral jump, pressing left or right, jump on this UFO. And then when you're in the air, you can go a bit right to make sure you land on it, and then punch the switch, and that will change the movement of the UFO to go up instead of all the way to the left. At this point here, we want to grab the speed fist, so grab the speed fist and then immediately duck, As you get past these 2 blue spikes, just keep spamming punch, and you'll punch the blue spike without any issue. And then at this point here, you can just either duck or jump past these. Stay in the middle while looking right again, otherwise you'll mess up some of these spawns and makes it a lot harder. But just carry on looking right, stay in the middle, and you don't have to do anything apart from that. And now you just have a nice little chill out time to not really do anything. Just stay in the middle, don't punch or anything, because you can hit these rocks coming down that can sometimes hit you. So once you're here, just hit this blue spike, jump on these rings and jump across. Land on the next UFO, punch the switch coming out to go up, then jump right to this UFO, then duck, and just carry on waiting. You can grab these things, but it doesn't really matter. All the way to the end, and then jump on this UFO, wait a second or two and jump to the left to these things, and that'll spawn in the cage. Jump to the right and hit the cage, and then you just want to climb these clouds as quick as possible. Just play around those. You'll find a method that works for you to climb them quickly, and then just hit the end sign. So this is the last level of Eater Joe's. This is called the Eater Joe's ball screen. It can be kind of tricky. At this screen, you kind of want health as well. I'd say if you're on any less than 3 health, just kill yourself, or you can do it in a casual method and try and avoid doing hits. But you'll find it a lot easier to do if you have 3 health. So starting this level, you just want to run off to the right and keep jumping on these Joe balls. And there'll be a damage boost coming up this ring here. Just run straight into it and then jump to this ball. And what that will do, it'll make it a lot easier instead of having to try and do a careful jump and helicopter in between the 2 spiky balls. Which can be hard to sometimes skip, so it's just easier to take the damage. Another damage boost coming up here, so you just want to wait on this ball until this fish pushes you really close to this first blue spike key ball. Once you're at the point, do a full jump, helicopter in the air, and then as late as possible land on the second blue ball, and you bounce back to this Joe's ball, do a running jump, and then speed lock in the air or helicoptering, and you'll make it easily over to this Joe ball here. And then once you jump to the right, a cage will spawn in, so just jump and get the P, and as you land, just hit backwards and get the cage, and it will spawn in. If you miss it, just run back and grab the cage. So this part here, you need to be fast because this is fish that can hit you. So just do a running jump, and then to this first J ball, do a late jump. Jump on this, jump straight away, hit this red ring and jump again, and then jump on this blue thing, jump, helicopter, and then land on this J-ball. It looks kind of hard, but doing it quicker there is a lot easier than going slow because there's a lot of fishes in the water that can hit you. So on this part here, this piranha is going to come back and try and hit you. So the easiest way to deal with it is to kill the piranha. So you kind of want to time your punch. Also jumping over that hammer, that will come before you kill the piranha. But as the actual fish is going to hit you, punch jump in case you do miss the hit. If you duck, he can jump over your head. The reason we do try and kill him still is because sometimes, occasionally, he can hit you out the blue. So that's why it's just good to punch and then duck to cover both grounds. So once you've killed the fish, just do a running jump with a speed lock all the way to the next ball, and then do another running speed jump all the way to the end sign, and then you'll make it across there easily.
Alright, and now time for Mr. Skops Stalactites. So let's go ahead and enter that. Once you enter the level, you will be doing a full jump into a hover all the way to the final cloud. Then you can do a jump punch to get this cage and move back. Get the cage over here. Then you jump on these platforms. And you can just do this casually until you hit this ring here. This is where you can jump off with a speed lock, and then you should usually make it to this ring or the platform. If you make it to the ring, just punch the stone out of the way, or the blue spiky ball out of the way. Move on normally. These rings here, also just grab them normally. You can also choose to do a speed lock from the start, but just be careful then, because sometimes you will not have enough height. So be careful of that. My suggestion would be just do it normal. Then we move to the right, because we will spawn a ring now. We move until here. We'll get the P later anyway. So we get this cage here with a jump punch. Grab on this ring. Then we grab on this one. Punch the cage. And then you just get your way to the right. You can once again do speed locks here on these rings if you want to. You can also take this photographer if you want. Then you jump up to this P. you do a late helicopter, punch the cage, and then turn around to the left. After that, the cloud will move you into the spikes. And you will get iframes, and you will have enough time to do this section here. After that, you will have enough time to do that section like that. Wait, let me do that again, because that was bad. Okay, so you can take the photographer here if you want. Wait, the fucking P isn't there. So after that, you can take the photographer if you want, then grab the P over here with a running jump, late hover, then punch the cage, and after that, press left, so you get damage boosted towards the right, and then you have enough time to do a jump, hang, then jump up, and then you have normally enough time to get a running jump onto this platform. If you don't, you just take another damage boost. It's no big deal. Then punch the cage. This will also be the last cage in the game. Then you can grab this ring over here or stay on the platform, doesn't matter. Get on this top red platform here. Then here you want to hover before you grab the ring, which might be important because if you grab this ring too fast, the red platform to the right will have a bad cycle and might hit you off and you will die. So make sure to wait a little bit before you grab the ring. Jump up here, and then here there is two ways. First of all, you can start off by getting this life. And then there is two ways to do this part. Either you punch the ring, and when you punch the ring, you're gonna press left, so you face left. After that, you're gonna be holding up. And then, after you're on the right side of the ring, you're gonna jump off by holding jump. And after you hold jump, you're gonna hold punch. And then you land on this platform like that. If that is too hard for you, you can also try an overshoot strat like that. To get on the ring like that. Or to get on the platform like that. And then after that, grab this ring and jump up. Then the fight, you can start off by hitting him to make him trigger his first... Wait, does that actually do something, hitting him? It does, right?
Yeah, it starts the fight quicker.
Yeah. So once you spawn in the fight, you can do a quick hit on him, and it will start the fight a little bit quicker. This is another element of pure RNG, which red platforms he knocks off, but he will never knock off the left platform on the start though. Just avoid his hits, keep jumping over his fists. Now, if there is the right platform left and the left platform left, the one he does next will be the left one, so make sure you jump to the right. Just keep avoiding his hits. And then here, what you could do is that. So basically, when he moves closer to the screen, if you hit him, he will actually move to the right quicker. The alternative is just to hang on the edge. But as I said, if you want to make it a little bit quicker, you can hit him so he moves to the right quicker. Whatever you feel more comfortable with. So then just move to these red platforms here. This is always the same. He will knock off the right one, then the middle one, and then the left one. We jump over his last attack. Then just don't run into him. If you run into him, you get a giant damage boost backwards, so never run into him. And here, just follow him into the end sign. Then the last phase, you just hit his, you basically just hit his attacks back. So as soon as he attacks you, you can do a jump punch to redirect his attacks. Apart from that, just avoid his claws. Just keep jumping over them. And then yeah, when you see an attack, do a jump punch. And you do this all the way until the second to last hit. Because on the second to last hit, he will do the next hit after it immediately. So you need to be ready for that. Right now, one more claw. then one more hit, then he's gonna move closer to you, and then just do another hit like that to finish him off. And that is Mr.
Skops.
Dead.